All right, folks, the slop season is upon us. This NBA offseason, I thought, you know what? Let me do things differently. So to start off, I'm going to talk about the Kawhi Leonard saga because it seems to be headed back to Toronto, Ontario. According to some slop reports from Mark Stein and Jake Fisher, Kawhi Leonard, there's some real trade discussions going on between the Clippers and the Toronto Raptors on a player that is, of course, gracing our screens right now and blessing us with his beauty, greatness, immaculation. I mean, he's a sexy dude, but that's not why I'm saying all this. It's because of what he did for my team in 2019. If there's any truth to Kawhi Leonard potentially being traded back to Toronto 7 years after what he did in the postseason, I am for sure going to run outside with or without clothes. I'm not sure yet. And I'm going to party like it's 2019 all over again. I don't care that he's 35 years old on Monday, which is today, actually. Happy birthday, Kawhi. I do not care. Are y'all seeing these highlights? We had this dude, and he looked so good. And the past season that he's just got was by far one of his best seasons of his career. And he's playing like this at 34, 35 years old now. I might just be clickbaited by the Raptors front office because apparently no trade seems to be good enough for them. And in other news, Masai Ujiri, who's also now the president of Mavericks basketball, he seems to also want Kawhi Leonard to be on his team now. And Masai right now acting like that one creepy uncle at that one cookout that you went to years ago, trying to text you back, talking about, hey, you remember me? I'm your uncle from that one night that you saw me. Yeah, I can't lie, bro. Yeah, Masai, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Sit your ass down, bro. This is not your time, bro. If anything, Bobby Webster was the one that was orchestrating the Kawhi trade back in 2018. So really, Masai, you're out of luck if you think PJ Washington and Klay Thompson's enough for you to get him from us. What seems to be holding the trade back from happening, according to the slop sources that we've got here, might just be that the Clippers are not yet impressed with what Toronto is offering to them. A package that's been discussed frequently now is centered around Brandon Ingram, who's making $40 million next season, and Grady Dick, right? Yes, Grady Richard himself. And plus, probably 2 first-round picks. One of them might be a swap, or they might add up a swap to make it a 3-pick-oriented trade. And honestly, I'm not mad at that trade if the Clippers were to accept it. But clearly, the Clippers are not interested. Some Clipper fans are eager to want to snatch up one of our young talents like Jacoby Walter or even CMB. And what I have to say about that is, no sirskis. We will not make any trades with any teams if they're asking for Colin Murray-Boyles to be included. Not because he's our best player. Not because he's a dude that's like, oh my God, he's worth $10,000 million. No. It's just because, oh my God, that steal was fucking electric. God, bro, if this guy's actually gonna be on my team, I can't wait. Oh my God, I get to watch Kawhi Leonard again, bro. I can't lie to you, bro. I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Colin Murray-Boyles. I'm not gonna lie, bro. If teams actually think Colin Murray-Boyles is available for Kawhi Leonard, you got another thing coming to you, and it's not the wind. I'll tell you that much. Especially if you're not in Europe. Apparently, there's a heat wave going on over there, bro. Apparently, y'all don't get AC for some reason. And so the heat wave is just even worse. Apparently, you guys don't plant trees over there. So there's nothing to shade you aside from bricks and cement. Cement and concrete. Yo, I'm actually going wild today. I'll be honest, though. Aside from all that, I'm actually very excited to see what this offseason brings us. Charlotte made a deal with Phoenix again, and obviously got the better of Phoenix again by trading Miles Bridges. And they somehow got a future first from both Phoenix and Minnesota in the span of a week that are going to be proven to be valuable in future talks for trades. Look, I'm not going to talk too much about those. We might talk about the LaMelo trade in full in an upcoming video, but look, I'll just leave it there because I can't lie to you, bro. This slop season has been roaring, and I would not be surprised if in a couple hours after this video gets published, there's an update on the Kawhi situation. Because apparently Mark Stein seems to be hinting at this trade being in advanced talking stages.
Is this a deal that you think gets done? I'm not saying this specific one, but a Kawhi move. Is this one you expect resolved in the next 48 hours, meaning in the first day of free agency?
I can't put a time scale on it yet. I mean, it didn't happen today, so we're just going to have to see if it can get all the way to the finish line. But the fact that it has reached such an advanced stage, I mean, typically when deals go this far, you know how they turn out. But
so this one you would consider that it's a one that is far along, not just a kind of initial thing. It's like there's a lot of legs.
Yeah, there's been undeniably serious discussions about this.
And I will be undeniably pissed if this deal doesn't go through, seeing that Mark Stein and Jake Fisher seem to be putting their bets on this deal happening at some point. The word leverage has been used quite frequently to describe what many people seem to think is a leverage tactic from Kawhi's camp, which includes obviously the opportunistic, as always, Uncle Dennis. Yeah, he's probably one of those guys that wants more money to be given to his nephew. And look, I'll be honest, it's probably true. I mean, Kawhi's camp probably are doing this in part to get more money out of whichever team is going to give it to him. Look, the Raptors are a team that he's played for before, so he's familiar with a lot of the people that are still in the organization. The Spurs, another team that was mentioned as, Kawhi being open to going to, a team that he's played for so many more years than the Toronto one. But it seems like the Raptors are the more serious team in terms of getting a deal done. But of course, the leverage play here might still apply if the Clippers end up folding and giving Kawhi the money he wants, which doesn't seem to be the indication that we're getting from these reports. It seems like the Clippers are, very happy to, let this go up until the next season and see where the dices fall. It would be on brand, though, for a deal like this not to fall through yet again for the Raptors, as apparently they were close to making a deal for Jaren Jackson Jr. months ago. They were close to making a deal for LaMelo Ball this past week. They were close to making a deal for Kevin Durant years ago. They were close to making a deal for et cetera, et cetera. We're sounding like the new Miami Heat, and the Miami Heat just got Giannis, okay? The Raptors better not be on some Miami Heat-ish if they're actually going to try to contend in the Eastern Conference. Look, a lot of players in Toronto right now, their names are being mentioned in a lot of these talks. The two players that seem to be untouchable right now, Scotty Barnes and CMB. Everybody else probably could get traded at any point. That's how it is right now. The slop season continues on. We're not even in July yet, and I'm already feasting, thinking about Kawhi Leonard on my fucking NBA team, bro. When will this nightmare end? All right, peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.